Hey Greg, some of your players were not shy about giving credit to a few players off the bench, but specifically how did John and then Cam defensively kind of provide a spark after a little bit of a slower start tonight?
Yeah, I thought the whole bench really, those, Nolan, John, Gilmore, Cam, gave us some good first and second half. I thought they got us going in the first half, and I thought, we really extended the lead with those guys on the floor in the second half. So they, that's as we've seen and talked about before, that's been the unique part and the fun part about this team is that we can go relatively pretty deep and really keep our foot on the gas.
Jeff? Greg, you talked about Max becoming more comfortable last year as the season went on. And I know you guys were excited when he transferred here, and you know what you get out of him defensively and toughness.
Right.
Did you see this potential in him offensively at any point?
No. I mean, he's obviously extremely confident. He's worked on his game too. He's gotten better. He's better physically. He's quicker. He's changed his body in a positive way. And I think that's in the confidence, I think, for him, that started, late last year and blossomed into the off season, and obviously it's showing now too.
Michael?
Steve assisted on half the threes tonight. Obviously, you guys hit 10 of them. I guess when you hit threes at a high level, do you expect Steven's assist numbers to be up just based on how the offense
Depends.
runs?
I mean, it's, we play through him or play through anybody in the paint. And the credit goes to him for obviously, he's extremely skilled and at that size. And, sometimes too unselfish in terms of, when they do send double teams, or tonight it was more of a dig and a raid, that I think sometimes he can still get into his move and make the play himself. But, his ability to pass it, it's at that size, and he's calm. He doesn't get rattled when pressure comes around him and bodies are near him. So, and the guys got to make shots too. So I'd say credit to the guys that were banging down the shots.
Jim?
Max had 20 straight points.
Yeah, they told me that afterwards.
I suppose you don't recognize that again. You've been around here for a long time. Do you remember anything like that stretch?
Were we giving up 20 straight on the other end too?
Did it feel like it?
Yeah, I was more concerned with the other end than what was going on in our offensive end. I don't know. It might take me a while to look through. You should ask Patrick and some of the media people we have that has done that. Maybe one of my assistants, Kirk Penny, he go on a roll. I'm just pulling names out of the air. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you, Jim.
That's fine. Can I follow up with that? Because you did
Sure.
mention defense. What's your concern level with
I just think we get, and that's the blessing of and the curse of having a team that can score. Does, not that we don't emphasize the defensive end, because we do, but I think when you're rolling offensively, is there a maybe a lull or you're, I don't want to say baited, but you kind of step off the gas or take your foot off the gas a little bit. I thought first half we were pretty good, but second half it looked like an NBA All-Star game at times, both ways. But we have to tighten up. We have to be better, and I talked to them about that after the game. It's great that we can score. We have a lot of pieces, a lot of weapons and depth. But if they want to go where they say they want to go, and what we've talked about and accomplish, we have to become more complete, specifically on that end.
Right over here then, Steve. Can you?
Greg.
Yeah.
A lot of crazy streaks in sports. I don't know if it's the cold weather, the snow, but Indiana has not won in Madison since 1998. What's the mysterious about this place that you guys dominate them like you do here?
I don't know if there's anything mysterious or here. I think we've had good teams. I think you look at 98 was what, Dick Bennett, right? At that point in time. So just look at the 25 so years since then, even before that. We've had really good teams, and I think that's what always makes a tough place to play is the players that are in the other uniforms. So I think the credit goes to our players and the players of the past. That I don't talk about that. I didn't bring it, I never bring it, heck, these guys weren't even born in 1998, they don't know, they didn't know who Kirk Penny was when he came back. It's like a guy played before they were born or when they were in diapers, so, I mean, it's, like I said, I think the credit goes to the players that have played and the job they've done.
We'll go Michael, then Steve.
You obviously mentioned Kamara earlier, he took a couple bad falls, I guess,
Mhm.
did you see what happened there? And
The first one I saw a little bit, and then the second one I didn't see, because it kind of went off the end of the court. He's a little banged up, but it sounds like he'll be okay. I don't know when that will be, but it's, preliminary reports or everything will be okay. I mean, I don't know how long he'll be out, or if he'll be out, but we'll see as time goes on.
Right in the middle, Coach.
Coach, in the offseason, when we talked about pace, you mentioned the value of efficiency. Today, 1.44 points per possession over the last 5, over 1.2. When you envisioned this offense, was this the type of efficiency you were expecting, or has it kind of exceeded your expectations?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I wouldn't have said 1 point, it's 1.42, right? Isn't 91 on 64 1.42, or is it 4.4? If it is 4.4, then my ops guy's math is bad, because he told me 1.42. I think what we wanted to do, eliminate, was the dry spells, the empty possessions, where we go, 5 or more possessions. Now I try to track anything more than 3, or we get to 3. We start to dissect why and what do we need to get to break that streak. And in order to do that, you have to have really good players. I'm not naive to think that it's all coaching and scheme. It's really good players that are unselfish. I think our depth helps that, because guys can stay fresh, and you saw, we get some punch off the bench too. But like I said, it's just trying to minimize the dry spells and maximize getting good shots all the time, not having those stretches of looking like we're, walking, running in mud and those things. So I don't know if there was any number put on it. We just wanted to eradicate as much of the dry spells as we could.
Right in the back, Coach.
Hey Coach, a lot of unique bigs in this league. What kind of growth have you seen from Malik Renew from year 1 to year 2, and what kind of player do you think he could become in the
Big jump from year 1 to year 2. I thought you remind me a lot of Trace Jackson Davis when I was watching film. I know you studied under him last year and probably had to bang on him every day in practice, and they played a little bit together, but a lot of the same, lefty, strong, but it really has improved his body. I've seen that before and after, when he was a freshman to where he is now, and he's obviously done a lot of good things physically to put himself in that position, and they find him a lot, and he's a handful, because he's quick, he's powerful, so it's, and you can't completely back off him, because he'll shoot a 3 here and there, so he's a really good player. I think the jump he's made from year 1 to year 2 is a huge credit to him and their staff.
Go ahead.
Entering today, you guys led the Big Ten in free throw percentage at 77%. You guys are averaging a little more than 20 per game. What have you seen kind of from your guys in terms of attacking and how they've gotten to the free throw line, and how has that kind of evolved your offense as well?
Yeah, I think some of it's some scheme situations, where guys are able to have, options to attack, whether it's baseline rips that, Store and Blackwell get a few of those, Klesman gets them once in a while. Playing through the post, you draw fouls by, touching the paint, trying to minimize mid-range jump shots. We had a few tonight, but you try to minimize those, so you want paint touches and threes. And then again, I'll go back to the efficiency piece. You have to have good players. And I've got, a lot of good players that can put pressure on a defense from a lot of different ways, and they're fun to coach.
Perfect.